Polling stations opened across Rwanda for presidential and parliamentary elections, with the African nation's leader Paul Kagame set for victory and extend his iron fist rule for another 5 years. Rwanda's de facto leader since the end of the 1994 genocide and president since 2000, Kagame faces only 2 challengers after several prominent critics were barred from standing. The lineup is same as the last election in 2017, when Kagame obliterated his rivals with almost 99% of the vote, and there is little doubt about the outcome of this year's election. Leader of the Democratic Green Party, Frank Habineza, and independent Philippe Mpayimana were the only 2 candidates approved to run against Kagame out of 8 applicants.
Kugira ngo mbashe kujya mu kazi kanjye. Ikindi ngomba gutora kubera yuko ari ingenzi kuri jye. Ni by'agaciro mbona ariyo demokarasi nziza aho abaturage twitorera abayobozi bakatuyobora bakazanadukorera bakaduhagarara naho tutari mu bijyanye n'iterambere ry'igihugu cyacu.
Naje kwitorera abayobozi bacu kandi beza kandi abayobozi ngomba guhitamo ufite uwo natekereje ku mutima wanjye abo ndi butore ni ngewe ubazi kandi bafite icyo batugejejeho. Tere nicyo cyanzanye hano nahageze hano.
Mu gitondo nabyutse ndavuga ngo ngomba kuza gutora umuyobozi wanjye ugomba kunyobora igihe cy'amatora cyageze. Nabyutse navuga ngo ngomba kubahiriza isaha yo gutora. Ndabyuka ndaza maze gutora kubera yose byagenze neza cyane rwose.
And to talk about this, I am joined by a journalist in Rwanda, Glory Iribagiza. Glory, good afternoon from here. Glad to have you join me on the news. Glory, can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic, Glory. I mean, just paint a picture for us. How are things taking shape with respect to the elections in Rwanda?
Yes, thank you. So there's a huge turnout since 7 a.m. because that was the starting time. And they're going to vote until 3 p.m. So there's a huge turnout. People are very happy because elections are to vote, but also to meet different people. People who live in the same area are voting from the same place. And it's divided in a way that voting takes less than 10 minutes. So there are long queues, but because it's organized alphabetically and among classrooms, mostly because people are voting from schools mostly. So everyone, when you come, it takes only 10 minutes for you to vote, and then you can go about your life. But some people decided to wait until 3 p.m. where they're going to witness the counting of the votes.
But then how would you describe the conduct of the election so far by the electoral officers? Would you say they came in time? Are they adhering to the rules of the game when it comes to election conduct?
Yes, absolutely. And not just the Electoral Commission. They actually deployed more than 100,000 volunteers to help everyone with the voting. So different people have where to vote, and I can commend some of the things they have done, such as providing access to maternal rooms, mother rooms, where mothers who have babies can breastfeed them or leave them as they go in the voting space. People with disabilities have braille papers to vote from, and also they're given priority. People living with disabilities, as well as pregnant women and the elderly. So one of the things that are not allowed to do is to wear party clothes or things that indicate your candidate. And so far, so good, especially where I am currently, where I voted from. Everything is smooth. Everything is smooth.
Well, we understand that Paul Kagame, who has been in power since 2003, faced same opponents in 2017 elections. And then we understand then he took nearly 99% of the vote. Do you foresee déjà vu or not?
So, I mean, with elections, no one can really say the outcome before, but I have to say that the opponents have managed to gather more people at their rallies. People are supporting them, especially because of the Democratic Green Party of Rwanda. Frank Habineza is a member of parliament, and he had vowed to do some things, and he probably delivered. And then there's Philippe Mpayimana, who is also a public servant. So I would say they garnered many people at their rallies, more than they did in 2017. But also one cannot ignore the fact that President Paul Kagame has the biggest support in the country. And as much as they have manifestos and promise to do many things, I think Kagame is at an advantage because he has been in power for many years and he has many things to prove to the people. So I would say he would not get less than 95%. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a deja vu, but I think maybe the other candidates can garner more votes, but like they could not. You never know. So we're just waiting for the results.
Yeah, Glory, just help me feel the pulse of the people. Who do you think they want in power? Yes, in as much as we have, Paul Kagame in power and how he won the election the last time, but in terms of the people, in terms of their polls, who do you sense they want in power? Do you think it's Frank or Philippe or even Paul Kagame, and then why?
Yes, I mean, you don't need to be an expert in Rwandan politics to see that people really love Kagame, because in the past 3 weeks when they were campaigning, people spent nights at the public rallies and they turned out in hundreds of thousands. If you make a total, it's millions of people who went to see Kagame, and they thank him for many things. Like I said, he's at an advantage because he's been president and he has done so many things that makes him popular. So people would rather take chances with Kagame, whose actions they have seen, than another candidates, no matter how convincing they are. That's what I think. So young people, especially first-time voters, who are more than 1 million, are really excited, and they have showed up at public rallies. People took leave from their work to escort Kagame everywhere he went to the country. I mean, the love and the thrill for Kagame is very much visible online and offline.
Well, thank you so much. Time, like they say, will tell. Thank you so much for your insight on the news. Glory Iribagiza, journalist in Rwanda.
Yes.
Many thanks again for your insight.
Thank you for having me. Okay.